welcome to Quick Yoga. My name is Marella. This morning I invite you to bring your hands to your heart, close your eyes, turn your attention inwards and notice your breath. As usual, we open with 3 ohms to ground ourselves and to center ourselves. Exhale, inhale. Om. Inhale. Om. Inhale. Open our eyes, release our hands. My word of the day is speaking. The Bedouins have a phrase or a saying, our tongue is our horse, take care of your horse. So no more than we have to be alert to externalities that we take in that upsets our equanimity and peace and calmness, so too must we be aware of what we project out into the world by way of our tongue. Sometimes we may merely be verbalizing our thoughts, but while it changes from when it leaves your lips to how it lands in someone else's ear, can be the difference between being at peace in the world or arriving at a place of unintentional aggression and argument. So we only get there by being absolutely present, by being here and now, and instead of reacting to a situation, pausing for a moment and being able to respond. And this comes to us by our practice of yoga and meditation. So bringing that into our practice this morning, can you notice at times things like when your in-breath becomes your out-breath? Or do you notice when you can move from one pose to the next? We notice ourselves in the pose, we're possibly completely aware and in the moment when we're in the pose, but when we change during the transition, does our attention waver? So let's make our way onto our hands and knees. Place your hands under your shoulders, your knees under your hips. Exhale, round your back up. Inhale, lift your head, look up, sink down between your shoulder blades. And let's get that back moving. Exhaling, rounding up. Inhaling, sinking down. Body following breath. Exhaling, rounding up. Inhale, sink down. Move your knees back, turn your toes under and move into down dog. Grip the floor with your fingertips, externally rotate your upper arms, lift your hips up and melt your heart. Look at a point between your thumbs. Float forward into plank, shoulders over wrists. Squeeze your ankles together, lift your head, look up. lower all the way to the floor to locust one, arms by your sides, turn your palms up, squeeze your heels together, lift your head and shoulders off the floor. Flare your toes. Moving into down dog lunge. Lift your hips high. Step your right foot forward. Walk your hands forward, hands shoulder width apart. Allow your head to drop, look back towards your back foot. Back heel vertical over toes. Front knee vertical, knee over ankle. I should say front shin vertical, knee over ankle. Switch legs, front foot back, back foot forward, knee over ankle, walk hands forward, hands shoulder width apart, allow head to drop, look back at back foot, back heel vertical over toes. Coming into power pose, head to knee, feet either in or hip width apart or feet together. Lift arms out in front, hands in line with shoulders. Invite the head of the shoulder blade, head of the shoulder bone back into the shoulder socket. Bend your knees, round your back, bring it forward to your knees, sit back in your throne. Inhale, press down, stand up. Moving into crescent. Lift your arms overhead, bring your palms together, move your hips to the right, your torso to the left, be as sideways as possible. Inhale, come back up and switch to the other side. Inhale, come back to centre, arms by your side, close your eyes, turn in, mountain pose. Summit, lift your arms overhead, stretch fingers up, point palms towards each other, brushing your arms off your ears, root down into the floor with your feet. Release and come into full forward fold. Place your hands on the floor, bend your knees, hinge forward, allow your head to drop. Press the heel of your hands towards the floor, knees slightly bent, and just begin to straighten your knees towards the back of the room behind you. Come into half forward fold, place your hands under your shoulders, walk them forward, lift your head, look up, turn your sit bones up, press the backs of your knees towards the wall behind you. It's okay to have a slight bend in your knees. Moving into plank, hands under shoulders, heels vertical over toes. Either hold the plank or do 5 push-ups. Moving into locust 2. Stretch arms by side, turn palms up. Lift legs off the floor, lift arms off the floor, turn thumbs up, lift head and shoulders off the floor. Moving into forearm plank. Come onto your elbows, clasp your hands in front of you, elbows under shoulders, turn toes under and lift hips off floor. More doable, keep your knees on the floor. Moving into forearm lunge, come onto your hands and knees, step your right foot forward, lower down onto your elbows, back knee on the floor. More doable, place your elbows on blocks. Okay to allow your knee to swing out to the side, but keep the flat of your foot, front foot on the floor. Flare your toes in your back foot, look out in front. Switch feet, front foot back foot forward, lower down onto your elbows, clasp your hands, walk your back knee back, flare your back toes. Move to twisted lunge. Walk to the back of your mat. Step your right foot forward. Lift your back heel vertical over your toes. Bring your hands together as if in prayer in front of you. And then cross your body. Bring your left elbow to the outside of your front knee. Front knee vertical over ankle. And then press top hand into bottom hand. Point top elbow at ceiling. Look down at front foot. Endeavour to line up your thumbs with your sternum. Lift the back of your back knee up. Lower your hands to the floor, switch feet, front foot back foot forward, torso upright. Hands to your heart, cross your body, bring your right elbow to the outside of your left knee, press elbow into knee, knee into elbow, line up your thumbs with your sternum, roll left ribs back, left shoulder back, front knee vertical over ankle, look down at front foot, lift back of back knee up, lower your hands, step your feet together, coming into power pose, hands bound. Clasp your hands behind your back, interlace your fingers, bend your knees, round your back,
Bring it forward to your knees, lift your arms off your back, squeeze your shoulder blades together and down your back, sink back in your throne. Inhale, press down, stand up, place your hands on the floor and step back into plank. It's a slightly different variation. You may come onto your hands and knees initially. Place the tops of your feet on the floor, float your shoulders over your wrists, squeeze your heels together. Moving into garland or squat pose. Stand up, turn your toes out, feet outer hip width apart, sink down, place your hands on the floor, allow your head to drop. Moving into crane pose, place your hands shoulder width apart, press knees into elbows, elbows into knees, and just float forward, shoulders over wrists, lift one foot off the floor, lift the other foot off the floor, grip the floor with your fingertips, lift your legs even higher, squeeze your knees into your elbows. And gently release. Coming into monkey lunge, kneeling up straight, step your right foot forward, front knee over ankle, lift your arms up, clasp your hands together, point your index fingers, stretch your spine, look up, flare your toes, your back foot. Lower your arms and switch legs. Front foot back foot forward. Lift your arms up, clasp your hands together, point your index finger, lift your gaze, look up. Lower your hands to the floor. Place your right hand on the floor, bend your back knee, reach back with your other hand and clasp your back foot. Move your right hand forward and out to the side. Move your hips forward, roll your left ribs back, your left shoulder back, lift your head, look up, lift your chest. Squeeze your heel towards your hip towards your heel. And switch to the other side. Front foot back foot forward, reach back, clasp back foot, walk front hand forward, squeeze your hips towards your heel, lift your chest, stretch your spine, look up. And release. And moving into sideways child's pose. Come and sit back in your heels, inner knees together, inner heels. Walk your arms out to the left. Keep your arms nice and bright, keeping them engaged. And then around to the left. Make your way to sitting. Sit on your right hip with your knees bent. Legs out to the left. And place your top foot so the top foot bisects the sole, the arch of the bottom foot. Place your right hand on your left knee and place your left hand behind you. And look over your front shoulder. Switch to the other side. Left hand to right knee, right arm behind you, halfway up your back, and look over your left shoulder. Top foot bisecting, arch on bottom foot. If you fall over in this pose, take a block and prop yourself up. And release. Come and lie down and move into thread the needle. Lift your right foot, place the outside edge of it on top of your left knee. Lift your left knee, thread your hands between your legs, shin parallel to the ceiling, press your lower back into the floor, press your head into the floor. Return to your breath. Place your left foot on the floor, catch your right foot and stretch your foot up towards the ceiling, your leg towards the ceiling. Right sole parallel to ceiling. Press back of right knee away from you, press your lower back into the floor. And switch to thread the needle on the other side. Lift your left foot, bring the outside edge of your left foot on top of your right knee. Thread your hands between your legs, clasp your right knee, make your shin parallel to the ceiling, make both feet active, press your lower back into the floor. Bring your awareness to your breath. Release your right foot to the floor, clasp your left foot, stretch your leg up, sole of your left foot parallel to the ceiling, draw the leg towards you, press the knee away from you, the back of the knee away from you, press your lower back into the floor. And release. Moving into double diamond, walk our feet out to the edges of the mat. Allow your knees to come down to the left hand side. Place your hands, arms on the floor behind you, turn your palms up. Lift your head off the floor, turn it and replace it on the floor. Inhale, knees back to centre and switch to the other side. Lift your head off the floor, look away from your knees, place it back on the floor. Inhale back to centre, moving into relaxation. Bring your arms to your sides, turn your palms up, stretch your legs out. And relax completely, let go.
Begin to deepen your breathing. Perhaps start to move your hands, your feet. Give yourself a stretch. Bend your knees, roll to one side and make your way to sitting. Bring your hands together. Turn in one last time. To honour ourselves, each other, the practice, we close with one Om. Exhale, inhale. Thanks for practicing, thanks for coming to practice, and don't forget, if you like this practice, like or follow on YouTube. See you on the mat.